Hello my dear friends. Remember I told you that I can't watch my own shit. This episode, when I look back and I watch this episode, I really like it. So I think you guys gonna like it too. I change a little bit of my style and just look up and comment below what you think about this episode. So yeah, let's jump up. I removed the things that was here. There was a long kind of shelf where you can store the things, and also it was like a cabinet over there. I removed to able to access my chain plate. So I remove in both sides. So I tell myself, if I'm so far, then why should I place them back? I'm going to paint them anyway, so why not doing right now? So yeah, I'm gonna go and do that. The panel that I took off from here, where is located all my control devices. So I'm gonna make a new one and then paint. Do you want a joke? I have one joke for you. A really short one. Buy a sailboat. So I have my material here, and here's the old. So I'm just gonna make a new one. It's a good idea, right? The main reason why I'm making new is because the new wind instruments will be different, and these holes are too big. Something like this, okay. Should be good. So let's place up and see if it's the same measurements. Seems like it's a good fit. It's the same measurements. Good. Oh yeah, I can make a hole here. All the rest holes I can make later on. But this hole I can make right now. That's for my engine control panel. Something like that. Well, because I can't go all the way, so I did as far as I can. So I use a hand saw and do all the rest. So, should come out. Come out, yes. With the small adjustments. And here we go. Let's test. Good boy? Or you're a natty boy? Are you natty boy? Are you gonna fit? Is it gonna be good? Yeah, this is really good actually. Nice. I think a pretty good plywood. I think this is pretty much ready to place a primer. So, I'm in the workshop. I'm bringing my control panel for the Hallberg engine, covered up with the tape. I wanna spray paint this black frame because just wanna fresh it up. I'm gonna use just a regular spray. And then I wanna paint boards. I wanna start with the one that I cut. Have the things that I took off, like shelves and stuff. I wanna place a primer by International 2 compound paint, the one that I use everywhere in my boat. So the primer is on now, and I have to get away from here because this is smelly like, oh my gosh. There is no way that something can protect me from this. Ooh, oh my god, oh. Oh, Jonas jet. Let's go outside and look, because the weather looks really good. Oh. What the f are they placing that paint? This is material that I will use to make hatches. these sheets I already cut on the size that I want. So I'm gonna fill up with fairing compound, and then I will place this one on top so it's pressed down. Oh, this one is done too. Hopefully it's gonna be flat and nice surface underneath. What do you think, guys? Are I gonna be able to take them off or not? I'm quite sure I will be able to take it off just like this. Oh, so easy. If you are wondering why it looks like explanation, that's because it looks like because it is like I didn't want to mix more fairing compound, so I just use what I have and then place up. But there should be really nice and smooth and perfect. So let's remove this and have a look. This should be really nice. And this one looks like too. So perfect job, Johnny. You did a great job. I mean, it's gonna be okay. I'm just messing around a bit. But it is what it is. I need to fill up a bit more fairing compound. And then that's easy because I have something flat here, like. So yeah, I'm gonna fill it up. It's gonna be good. Well, now it looks a little bit better. So now it's time for some sanding. So now this surface is prepared. I sand it and then cut the rough edges off. What I'm going to do now, I'm gonna place a gel cut or top coat, and quite a bit, so it fills up these gaps right here. And then hopefully I will sand it and it will be ready.
Который там определяет коэффициент. Ага. Да, вот они как они могут что-то определить?
So it must be dry. It's actually feels really dry. So I can go ahead and sand this one because I want to get the smooth surface, as smooth as I can get, before drilling the holes, placing up one of these sheets. So let's do some sanding then. Guess what I got? I get my epoxy. Those who knows me and knows my videos, they know that I don't work with epoxy, almost never. So it's something new for me actually. So I got my 404 high density filler, which is supposed to work for the holes and filling up the holes. And yep, I have a pretty fancy one with the pressing down. Today is the only night when it's warm enough to use epoxy, and I have to rush up to do that. Look how ugly this one looks. Terrible, right? Yeah. It's kind of sinking in, so I place a little bit more because it kind of sinks in, because the insulation has so much small like holes in it. So the epoxy find a way how to get through those holes and kind of get less and less and less. So I'm hoping that it's gonna cure before it's gonna disappear somewhere in the insulation. So yeah, it must be dry now. Let's remove the tape. I think that's success. Let's go outside and look there. Oh, look at this. This is it's sunk in, just like I thought. Well, I need to fill up a little bit more. However, not in the other side, but it's super strong. Got from my friend, I got a sheet that I was looking for. so I don't need to buy, which is super cool. Thumbs up. What I'm going to do, I need a backing plate, so I have a larger surface, a cleat for my mainsheet boom system. You will see when I'm going to work with it. Then I will drill holes. I need 4 holes, 2 for each plate, 20 by 20. Here. I really don't like to cut stainless steel, or actually any steel. So I finished with the cutting. So now I will need to drill holes. And I have a perfect template to do that. So now let's get to the drilling machine. So in the beginning I will start with the smaller drill, and then I will change to the bigger, to the right dimension drill. That's just the way it is. It's way much easier to do that. Who can imagine that? I am so far that they are ready. They just fit perfectly. Yeah, I can make a little bit more polish and use this thinner sandpaper and polish, and then they will be completely ready. So the mission now is pretty much not to screw up the mission. Since I have ready my back plates, I'm gonna drill holes here. I'm gonna use a little bit smaller drill in the beginning, and then I'm gonna go ahead with the real drill. So I will use this as a template again. Now when the small hole is done, I'm gonna go with the real one. This drill is slightly bigger than I need, but that's just because I want to place the seal. So let's give it a try. Well, I believe it's a success. So I just screw everything together to see where I need to cut the rest of the material. So I mark out the place for both sides, and now I can take them off. And if you watched so far, please go below and subscribe. That's a really great way how to support me so I can keep uploading my videos. Yep, that's it. Oh, a thumbs up and turn notification bell, because that's a really great way how you can know when I'm uploading new video. See ya! Let's get rid of the rest of the material that I don't need. I don't need that long. So let's smooth out a little bit the edges. So now when I'm done with the cutting, now I have the right length. So if you notice, I leave these bolts on, and it's for the purpose. Because when you're cutting off, you want to leave the bolts on and then screw them off. Because that's how they're gonna make a new path inside. In this case it is super easy. So to seal up I will use this beauty tape. How you pronounce it? Butyl tape to seal up so it's not leaking. We are so far that we are ready to do that. Let's give a really good clean for this surface. I usually would place a gel cut here around, but in this case I kind of want to skip that. Just don't do that. I'll show you later on why. It's supposed to squeeze out a lot. While it will be squeezing out, it will kind of fill up the gap here. Not all the way, but at least around here. Just enough to not lead the water inside. Other side I will use quite a lot epoxy to glue my metal plate. That epoxy will not gonna let the water go inside, even though this one leaks. The epoxy from the other side will not gonna lead the water inside in the cabin. We'll see if it works. Since it is a little bit cold outside, let's say it's not too cold, it is like a +5, +6 degrees, so it's cold enough. And I'm thinking to heat up a little bit, not like my hatch, but heat up so it's I'm a bit more flexible. Time to place in. Just got idea, but maybe it's not worth it. Now I have to go to the other side, I think. And here is the screws. Let's place the epoxy on this plate. And this is so cool setup. Just one press here, down, and then one press here. And it's done. That's how easy it is. I use a toothbrush to mix it up. I will use 404. It's gonna work. It's kind of filling the gaps and stuff, but I'm not an epoxy guy. And I have to actually check, because I noticed that the people are heating up the epoxy. So maybe it's easier to work with the epoxy when it's heated up. I don't know. I have to actually check it out. Now I'm gonna add 404. I mean, I'm not a professional in this. And please educate me if you have some more information about epoxy, as I'm not an expert in this. Don't take me as a serious example. Now it's mixed, and we'll try to kind of place it up on the plate. So probably this plate will stay there forever. Here you are. So now the screws are on, let's tighten it up. Look at this. It squeezes out so bad that even the epoxy find a way how to get up through that. Well, I hope this is success. The same procedure I'm gonna do it to the other side, which I'm not going to film because you already see what I'm doing here. Oh my gosh, I have my mast project yet to come. That's the project for the spring or summer, because now it's a bit cold. But here inside, in the middle of the mast, the birds make a nest. Freaking birds! You can't find any other place to make a nest. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. This world is crazy. So I thought like I should give it a try, because I have 3 V-shape wheels, so I can start and place them up and see how it's gonna look and just figure out where I'm going to place everything. For myself, there's some great news. My friend gonna go and visit me today. He gonna fly from Latvia to visit me for 2 days. So he said like, you're gonna show me around, right? And we're gonna walk and do something fun. I said like, of course! You're gonna come to the boat and then you're gonna work as a slave here. He was looking forward to not do that. But I'm looking forward to do that. We'll see who will gonna win. Bah, bah, bah. Hey. Hey. What do you think about my project?
I think this is a big hole. I mean a sheep hole.
So you're gonna work with me?
Mm.
Now?
Mm.
You like working?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Now you will. You know why?
No, I don't know why.
Because yesterday before you came, I was here working, and I tell everybody that I'm gonna go and pick up you from the airport. And I told that he don't know yet that he gonna work here. So now you have to work here. You know, it's like a kind of sickness. When someone don't want to work, then you don't want to work too. It's spreading disease. Okay, let's go and do something else. No boat work today. What do you want to do, by the way? Do you have any ideas?
Yes, I want to work.
Only not here.
Only not here.
Let's go. Remember, I told you that it's gonna make sense when I'm gonna start to place up everything. Well, it doesn't make sense at all for me now. Pretty much the idea is to bring one wheel here that will gonna lead the wire through the wall to the other side here, and then some wheel here that will lead all the way to the back act cabin. So it's gonna go here to this wheel, and then from this wheel to my rudder. This side is a bit easier because there is no anything in between. For instance, in this side I have the water collector, or whatever you call it. This is where the exhaust coming from the engine. So it's might be a little bit different kind of setup here. Still need to figure out, but yeah, pretty much like that's my idea. We'll see how I will accomplish this. So now I want to make a hole here in this old frame where my wires were located. They were going through this hole, and well, I will show you once I will be done, like I said. But just follow my process. Now when I have two holes in here, I'll be able to place on both sides the wheels. But this one looks really bad, so I want to go fresh it up. So after sanding it off, it already looks way much better than it was before. But it's just until the time when I will place it up, and after a couple months it will look the same. It's always like that. The salt environment do the job. But at least it now looks shiny and nice. Yeah. So I have the screw in the middle. In order to pull that screw in, I remove the wheel. So the screw should go inside like this, and it will be twisted this way. So the wire will go through that original hole, which is over there, around here, and then gonna go wherever he wants to go. And it's the same here, but I don't have the second wheel. But it will be prepared, at least. Looks quite damn nice, if I can say so. Stiffy! So my friends, I am so far that I have to go back home and edit the final parts of my video. So I have to end up right here. I'm really happy that you all watch so far. And if you watch so far, why not consider to subscribe to my channel to see more of these kind of messy jobs. I just want to mention one thing. You probably go to the boat and you think, oh, where should I start? You know, and then you start and then you realize you don't have something, or blah 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 blah. It's the same for me. So I'm not like someone who is professionally doing this all the time and not working, just doing the boat work. So I'm just like you. So if I can do it, you can do it too. So yeah, and I really hope that you enjoyed this episode, because I put a bit effort to make this episode happen. And if you notice, it is a little bit different than the rest of my videos. And if you like this video, please comment below and say if you like this kind of style. Then I'm gonna keep moving forward with the same kind of style that I did right now. And see you in the next week's episode, where I'm going to move forward with all the jobs that I did so far here and so much more. And have a great weekend. Bye bye!